Well, this is it, guys. The big day or the big weekend is finally here. We are starting demolition of our main living area here, including kitchen, living room, dining room. We are going to be pretty much completely gutting the kitchen. We're going to be tearing up pretty much all the floors. We're going to be completely clearing out this entire space that you see behind me, which is currently still housing a lot of our stuff that we need to be moving today. So probably the busiest day here at our house since we moved in. Actually started at 7 a.m. this morning because had an environmental testing service come in to do asbestos and lead testing for the drywall mud on the ceiling and walls. We should get that information by Monday. We're pretty sure we're okay with that stuff, but it was more of a just to be on the safe side thing because I couldn't find the paperwork from back when we first moved in. I also discovered as I was doing some cleaning up yesterday in the garage that we might have a little bit of a termite situation, so I have an exterminator coming at some point. And then I have several volunteer friends and family showing up to help with all of the manual labor that's going to be required here inside. So we're excited to get started, but before any of that, I need to get my GoPros going to do some time lapses because there's no better way to document a large amount of work being done in one day than a nice time lapse. So I've got a few options for that. Let's go. The crew's arrived. We have brother-in-law Alex. We got my dad, who is under the weather but is still here because he's a champion. And of course, we got Joe over there with the sledgehammer. I was gonna start by going over some of our tools that we're using and stuff like this because Alex brought an extra rotary hammer and like, ooh, look at that chisel bit. That's beautiful. And my mom is here watching Hannah. But let's just get to work. So yeah, getting to work. This is awesome. I love when there's lots of people working on the same thing because we've only been going for like 20 or 30 minutes and we've already got so much cleared out of here. Oh, look at the spot on the carpet where it's still clean. Look at this edge of the carpet where all the dog hair collects. Hold on, we have to take a brief moment here to wait while the HTPC updates. Let's pause work for just a second. The HTPC's got to update.
I can uncheck.
Gosh. Yes, we're going to the garage.
In the garage. This gets special indoor treatment.
It does.
I said, well, what things do you guys need to keep access to? Yes.
This is normal, right? This is what most people have behind their home theater.
Cable management 0.
I've worked on it over time. Alright guys, we're about 2 hours into it and actually made a lot of progress so far. This room is pretty clear. We've got stuff needed for actual demolition over there in the corner, so that's still okay. Kitchen is underway, pulling stuff out of the cupboards, clearing space. Oh, okay. Disconnecting the gas line. Don't worry, I know where the main shut-off is if we suddenly hear a hiss. Alex, you're earning a lot of points because you're like almost completely inside the cupboard right now. Well done.
You're gonna cut all the way down so that we can just push the whole thing out.
Oh, no.
I'll get him.
Yeah, so do that. What happened, Paul?
Yeah. Didn't know Sawzall blades got that picky when about cutting through ceramic. Alright. Alright, I have it back up.
It's definitely overkill, but oh well.
I know, right? Super overkill.
There you go. There you go. Makes life easier.
Want to get out of there, Paul, and walk it out?
Good job, Joe.
Alright, now we're clear of it.
Update, we just finished lunch and we're now attacking the refrigerator. I should probably be helping with this. Okay. So my dolly has inflatable wheels and they're actually not quite up to the task of supporting this entire refrigerator. Fortunately, look at that timing. That's my hood, range hood, that has just arrived, and FedEx let us borrow their dolly for like a few minutes to do this. I'm gonna help. Yes, I should be helping. Our mom here. Wait. Okay, we're good. Oh, we're clear. Yep.
Here I come.
I got the top.
Here I come.
Okay.
One sec.
So even though my ingenious helpers figured out how to remove the handles from the fridge so that we could fit it through the door into the garage, we decided, you know what, rather than getting it through there, which is going to be a big pain, and then having to remove it to bring it back in a little while, I'm just gonna leave it out here. I'm sure it will be fine because I have gutters.
Look, it's not quite your coffee table, just for the day, so.
Joe's a cabinet expert.
There you go.
Used to be a cabinet there, now there's not. Why are there like 3 shades of paint? I have no idea. You know, I have been doing work. It's just I pick up the camera to film other people, and so it looks like I'm not doing any work and everyone else is doing work.
He's lying.
I'm doing work.
Man, I stink. I can smell myself right now.
Nice.
Alright, here we go.
You okay? You okay, Joe?
Yeah, it's just a weird angle.
Well, it's end of day 1, guys. Everyone has left. There's a lot more of an echo in this room now. I'm just hanging out with Hannah here while Diana goes to pick up Nori, who has been at doggy daycare today. So the first half of the day was mainly clearing out stuff, moving everything to the side yard, and then we were able to get a lot done on the kitchen, including removing the center island there and removing a good amount of the cabinets. We still have a sink for one more night tonight, so that will be convenient since we need to wash some dishes and do some cleanup. And then over here we've completely cleaned out the living room, so tomorrow we can focus on finishing off removing the rest of the stuff from the kitchen here, and then we can attack the floor. And that's pretty much everything we need to do, although that's still a lot of stuff. And when we do the floor, we gotta go all the way back down the hall and clear out that last bathroom. Well, it's day 2, and things are already well underway. In fact, almost my entire family is here. Pretty much my entire family is here. Everyone's already doing work. I'm scrambling to document things and also attempt to make myself useful at the same time. We're pulling off trim. That's starting to go. Sink and kitchen area will be coming out soon. We're expecting rain today, but the forecast kind of changed, so there's still supposed to be some rain, like really soon. So we're like trying to hold off on storing stuff outside until that comes and goes. I did put some plastic over this stuff last night because I was worried it was going to rain and I wasn't going to be awake to check if it was leaking. And then it really hasn't rained other than a few drops. But you guys might have been wondering what we're gonna do for disposal and waste and everything. For that, we have these. These are called bagsters, provided by Waste Management. You buy them for about 30 bucks at a hardware store. Then you fill them up and you gotta pay to have them pick them up. So it's 300 bucks for one of the bags to pick up, an additional 200 bucks for another bag. But they hold up to like 3,000 pounds of stuff, which is cool. We're gonna set them up out front. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I thought it had supports or something to hold the sides up, but I guess it just kind of does that once you start filling it up with stuff. So this is where we're bringing all the refuse.
Okay, let me get a camera.
Fortunately, child labor laws have somewhat gotten a little more lax here in California recently.
Well,
Is there anything hidden under there?
You know.
Oh, it's so hard for the first time. You got it?
Ian and Uncle Paul ripping the carpet out. Look at these guys go. Gretchen's supervising.
I'm supervising.
Oh yeah, this is a very professional. Help your sister there, Gretchen. There you go.
I got it. Why is it harder for us? I don't know. Because you're near the edge and you have all the nails.
Let's go all the way up to the front.
Just going in the back.
Yeah, in the next.
Let's fill them up quickly. Glad we got 2 of them. Look who decided to join us. It's Kyle.
Hi everyone.
You guys all know Kyle.
I was a construction worker in a past life.
Oh really? He's using the mutts to pull up the spike strips.
I really wish I had one of these when we were digging up the old file from our old house.
Yeah.
This is amazing.
I'm really excited about the mutt.
Tools. Who would have thought? Tools.
So useful. I keep wanting to go outside and be like, look at the rain. Look at this tiny little drizzle of rain that we keep like making plans for to work around this rain coming, and then it's like tiniest little drizzle. It's like, haha, never mind. It's not really rain. See this? See this kind of nonsense? It just keeps happening. It's like, oh, we can move stuff outside and make some more room inside to work, and then it's like, no, it's gonna rain a little bit, and then it stops, and then it starts again. Ah.
Tut, it looks like rain. Let's just verify, you know, trust but verify. Yes, it's definitely wet. So it kind of sucks that it's a little bit wet out here and it's actually started raining a bit more heavily. meant we have to broaden, which is why we had to bring in the tables here, some of the snacks and other things, so they don't get ruined. Oh yeah, let's see how Paul's rain gutters are working out. Oh yeah, doesn't look like any of this is wet, so his rain gutters are working. Look at that! What a handyman. He should call his channel like Paul's Hardware or something. That'd be good.
All right, we're breaking for lunch now, so I can give you guys a quick update. Look at the floor. This all came up in like a half an hour, 45 minutes with a bunch of people working at it. We of course still need to scoop a lot of this into the wheelbarrow and bring it out to the bagsters. But fortunately we can also continue with getting this sink out of here pretty quick. Things are going pretty well outside, fortunately.
Rain's coming down.
Oh, it did decide to rain. It just was like, it's not gonna rain in the morning when it said it was gonna rain. It's gonna rain in the afternoon, which is super convenient right now.
The weathermen are overpaid.
Yeah, this is almost actual rain. I mean, for California. All right guys, it's day 3 now, and I didn't really do an end of day 2 video, so here's how things are looking. The floors are up, the kitchen is removed, there's a little bit of backsplash still going on there, but we were told not to demo this wall completely. Just pulled some of it up so we could get that countertop out. And the floor is gone almost all the way back to the bathroom in the back. We had an amazing crew here yesterday. Joe was here, of course, yet again, and Joe is here yet again for day 3. Both of my sisters, my nephews were pitching in and helping out. My dad and mom were here. My brother-in-law, Jason. My other brother-in-law, Lee, was here as well. Oh yeah, and Kyle. Kyle also showed up. Although I think he was mainly here so he could get a picture of himself to post on Twitter. But the goals are much simpler today. Basically we're doing cleanup, so we need to do a lot of sweeping and everything. We need to prepare the subfloor for the flooring to go in eventually, so getting as much of this mortar up and out of the way as possible is gonna be important. And then there's a little bit of tile still along the edges of the hallway and into that back bathroom, and we're gonna need to pull the vanity and the toilet out of that back bathroom in order to get all the tile out of there. And then I have an idea to put the toilet and maybe even the vanity as well back after we pull the tile so we can have a second bathroom for 1 more week until the flooring goes in. So we need to remove this trim in the hallway. Joe handled a lot of this stuff yesterday. Basically the procedure is using a razor blade to trim around the edge so that when you pull the trim off it's not going to rip out drywall or any part of the paint that's already there. Anything else, Joe?
It's gonna get loud.
And then it's going to get loud as they get pried off.
Now it's popping.
Just like that.
Beautiful. Alright, and I just gotta do that 10 or 12 more times for all the rest of these doors. So we've already made a lot of progress down the hallway, just a few more of those boards still to remove. I wanted to talk really quickly about the airflow situation back here because dust is a major issue anytime you're doing demolition like this and you want to keep it cleared out. We've been wearing dust masks as much as possible and trying to keep the dogs out of here. For the rooms down here though, I tried to use the same positive pressure methodology that you'd use with a PC build. So we had fans pointing in the windows and then these doors had plastic sheeting over them. And that actually worked pretty well. There's not a whole lot of dust in there. I saved a roll of carpeting so we can put it across the ground here during the week or 2 that we won't have floor. And then here's our bedroom. Bed's not made, don't worry about that, but here is how we're surviving. This used to be the corner where the laundry went. Now there's a table on top of that with a microwave and stuff. Added some shelves as well for some more storage up there. A little bit more tables and stuff going on over there, and then we have our sliding door. And then we have our outdoor survival area out here with the easy up, so we got our dining room table so we can eat, and then I have the sink. So I need to get an attachment thing so I can connect the hose up to that. Then we can turn the hose on to run some cold water, get the electric kettle for some hot water, wash dishes here, put a bucket down there, and that should give us basic functionality for the duration of this remodel. So remember guys, all of the walls in this entire front area are going to be resurfaced, and that's going to take a week, maybe a little bit more than that. That's going to go all the way back down the hallway. We're not redoing the walls in the bathroom, but the floor all the way back to the bathroom is getting redone. So we're going to have maybe a week, week and a half where the floor needs to be tore up and we need to remove the toilet and the vanity. But it is very convenient to have a second bathroom in here. So my idea to hopefully expand our survival capabilities is we're gonna pull the toilet, we're gonna pull this vanity so we can get at the tile down there. But then I think we're gonna reinstall them, just set them back in place and rehook them up so that this bathroom is still functional for the next week and a half. And I think that won't actually be too tough. I actually kind of did a video on redoing the plumbing down here. The quarter valve's turned off without snapping off, so that's positive. So we can disconnect this whole vanity, and I'm pretty sure this isn't even like drilled into the wall or anything. So hopefully we can just lift this out, get it out of here, lift the toilet out, get it out of here, and then replace these once we get the rest of the tile gone. That was secured to the wall by nothing. and the sink on top also was secured to the frame by nothing. Hey, makes it easy to disassemble. I'm wearing a glove. The idea is when we pull the toilet off, there's only so much you can do to get water out of the toilet, so it won't all drop down once you release the seal at the bottom. So use a sponge. Try to soak up as much of it as you can out of the toilet bowl. Of course, this water in here is clean. Probably less so since I just put the dirty sponge in there. Alright, okay. Alright, you got it loose. Oh, okay, you got it off. Beautiful. Alright guys, here it is. There's our internet in the corner. This is the cleared out main space of the living room and dining room here. Got a couple temporary tables over there at the end storing some stuff. And it's very, very echoey in here now. Of course, the kitchen is where the bulk of the demolition happens. We've got all of the cabinets and cupboards removed. And I also had the foresight to do some before and after shots. And hopefully there is some stark, noticeable differences from the before shots to the after shots, because feels like we did a pretty fair amount of work in here this weekend. But guys, that's gonna do it for this video. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you again for bearing with me as I go through this bit of transitionary period here in my home. Most of the rest of the work is going to be handled by professional contractors and stuff, so I will be doing follow-up videos. I'm planning to do like one video a week on the home remodel stuff, and then a couple other videos on actual tech content, which I know a lot of you guys have been missing and asking me for and saying, hey, this isn't what I signed up for. I hear you guys, I understand it, but we had to get through this process since I work from home. I didn't really have a lot of choice when it comes to making content for this past week or two, other than to cover this stuff. So thanks again for watching. Hit the thumbs up button if you enjoyed it. Let me know if you're excited about the future and to see the reveal. And also a huge, huge thank you to all of my friends and family who stopped by to help with this demolition this weekend. It went really well. No major injuries. I got a little bit of a blood blister on a finger somewhere, but I'll spare you guys looking at that. Thank you so much again for watching this one, you guys, and we'll see you next time.